Now the next topic, that is, what are the types of reflections? The answer is very simple. One type of reflection is the regular reflection and the other one is the irregular reflection. So half of your things are done when you know the opposites of each other. Regular, irregular. And another name given to this irregular reflection is the diffused reflection, because it is spread out in these rays, they spread out in different direction. So that is why the diffused word is being used here. Now the point is very simple. When you get the reflection from a smooth, polished surface, when I say smooth and polished surface, I'll again take you to this particular comb that we had discussed in our previous classes. This is smooth, polished surface. So whenever the reflection happens from here, then such type of reflection will be a regular reflection. So first point, a reflection from a smooth, polished surface is called regular reflection. Now, when we see the ray diagram of this particular reflection, we have seen that such reflections are showing a regular pattern. That is, when the beam of light is parallel, I have taken two beams. You can take one more beam which is parallel to each other. Then the reflection is also parallel. So the rays of light, these reflected lights are parallel to each other. ये reflected light है because the arrow is coming out, the arrow is getting in. These are incident beam. Since we are talking about bunch of rays, so we are using the word beam here. So what is a reflected beam? How it looks like? It is following a parallel pattern. They are parallel to each other. So reflected beam are parallel in nature. Parallel, you know, this is a thing. When the rays of light will never meet each other at any point of the time, they are parallel. The reflected beam are parallel to each other. Now, what about this irregular reflection? Now, when we say the irregular reflection, I mean to say that the reflection is from a rough surface. My body, the wood, a piece of wood, any surface, this particular part, the comb part, the bristle portion, these are the rough surfaces, and these rough surfaces will always give us the irregular or diffuse reflection. Now, when a rough surface reflects the beam of light, then the pattern is irregular in nature, and it is also called a diffuse reflection. When I was doing this activity, I just saw that how in my room I could create a vibgyor, a regular reflection from a plane mirror. This is a plane mirror. We talked about it in our previous class. And this regular reflection is going to give a beautiful vibgyor on my screen. Can you see that? Because in my house, this rainbow is coming from the window part, and I could create that reflection here. So what I'm doing, I'm just reflecting. See, my mirror is there in my hand. I'm trying to hold it and see how I'm reflecting, because the light is coming from this side. From this side, the light is coming. See, can you see the vibgyor here? Yes, I'm trying to use this vibgyor. I'm trying to trap this light and see on my blackboard, I can have a regular reflection pattern. You can see a regular reflection here on my screen. Why I'm moving this pattern? So that you are going to see it nicely. See on the borders, it is shining again. Why it is shining here? Because it is a regular polished surface. And you can see on my wallpaper, you can again see the band of 7 colors. This is vibgyor. So what is this doing? What we are doing basically, we are doing the regular reflection from a smooth, polished surface. So when this kind of thing happens, then we are going to say that it is a regular reflection. Reflection from a smooth, polished surface. What about irregular reflection? When the reflection happens from a rough body surface, that is our body, that we have talked about this plastic thing, handle, right? So these all reflections are basically the irregular reflections, and such irregular reflections are going to produce a diffused effect. That means the light rays, they don't follow a pattern. They are spread in different direction. They are crossing each other. They are not parallel to each other. One single word, parallel, not parallel. The parallel beam of rays, they are not parallel to each other. So 2-point difference, and this completes your types of reflection.